So this text editor which you are using, is it a normal text editor which you saved using .py extension?
You can use Notepad also, ma'am. No issues. Even
Yeah, but I'm not able to call that those code commands over here on shell.
yes, yes. For that you need to understand. I mean, you're using Windows or
Windows, I have a
Windows.
Windows.
Let me show you. Okay. See, suppose I'll be having text editor. Okay, let me show you the program. Let me complete that first. How to run that particular function.
Right.
Um, Suppose I'll be writing here in one of the text format, right? This is my text editor. Simple text editor only. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll be writing print hello. Okay. So this is what I've written. I'll be saving it on desktop. Suppose I have written test on terminal. For me, it will be terminal right now. For you, it will be command prompt. Okay. It will not be the command prompt that you are talking about right now. So test on terminal. Save it. Not RTF. It will be .py. It will ask me to use both or not. So I'll use both. For me, I need to change this RTF format first. ITF is the text format for Py. Use Py only. Okay, so Py command is being used here. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this, where is that? Yeah, this one. This is your program. If I'll double click over here, it will be opened. No, not this one. Where is that? Yeah, this one, I guess. So this will be opened in Python itself. Okay. So number of things are coming up. Number of things are coming up. What if I'll remove this? Just to show you only. It will not be coming for you. Don't worry. So any program that you have written in Python, if you want to execute in terminal, so go in your command prompt and go on that particular location. So how you can go that get sorry how can you go there? For me it is ls. For you it will be cd command, right? From cd you can go there, right? So from ls you can check where you are. So I'm in main techie folder or techie account of my computer or MacBook, right? So inside this particular account, I have these type of folders available or directories available. So I need to go on desktop. So cd, then desktop, enter. Inside desktop, we have couple of files here. So I need to run one function. Sorry, I need to run this particular program. To run the program, let me check Python command is working or not. So this is your Python 2.7.15. I need to use Python 3 point something, right? So what I'll do, I'll write here exit. So I'll use Python 3 here because I have Python 3 and Python 2 both available in my MacBook. So Python 3.6.3 is running in my MacBook, right? Okay, so let me exit first of all from here. So this was just for testing. Check whether Python commands are working directly in command prompt or not. Okay, then type Python 3, enter. If you are on desktop and the program that you want to run is also available on desktop, then only it is possible. You should have the same path, right? Test on terminal .py. So this thing is a problem. Let me open it. That problem will not be coming with you, right? Don't worry. So let me save it once again. Let me run it once again. The same command I'm running it. So the output that you have got is hello. Understood? Any problem, ma'am?
No, no, I got it.
Okay. So Python 3 is the command through which you can run any particular file. Suppose I want to run any program that I have just built, right? And the program was, where is that? Test 123 NITJ. Okay. So I'll run this test 123 NITJ. Enter. Uh, test 123 underscore, okay, underscore NITJ. So it's asking me the name, right? Enter your name now. So I'm writing here, say you are. I'm writing something else, XYZ. I hope it was the another list. So thank you. This wonderful, everything is coming up. Okay. So you can run any particular function or any program that you have written in Python. Is that okay? Shall I go ahead now?
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Sir, I have one doubt in installation.
please.
Yesterday I had installed, at that time I had not ticked that path. So today again I installed it. But now I'm getting one error, like system error, and it is saying that the program can't start because API MS Win runtime is missing. DLL file.
Yes, when 32 something uh, problem will be there. So you please check whether the software that you are installing is of 64-bit or 32-bit. Check it once, please.
I installed x86 64-bit executable that in.
And check the system that you have, or the operating system that you have available for Windows. Is that 32-bit or 64-bit?
64.
So both are compatible, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should install that interpretable file, no? Installer file.
Yeah, installer file only, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So what I can do in this case?
When 32 something is coming. Okay, which version you are installing that? Which version you are installing for Python?
3.6.5.
3.6.5. Okay.
It is saying 110.dll
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
missing.
yeah. Understood. Did you install previously and uninstall something?
Yeah.
I
The
guess.
same file.
Yeah, I hope you might have you uninstalled something, but you did not uninstall it properly. I hope so. So some file like DLL file which are required to operate or run any software are missing now, and because of that your software is not going through with proper processing. So can I do one thing after the class, if possible, like I can help you out?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So now let's understand the concept of libraries in Python. So like I said before in the starting of the class today, that there are two types of library. One is called as predefined library and second is user defined libraries. So you can design your own libraries also. Okay, let's discuss about the function. Let's discuss about the libraries now. So I was talking about two types of libraries, predefined or user defined. So let me talk about the user defined library now, right? So this is what we have discussed. This is what we have built. This was the program. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to include everything here. Let me remove this. These are not required. This was just an example. Let me remove this as well. This is not required. This is not required. Right. So whatever I have written here, let me try to include this. Inside the function itself. Okay, and the calling of function that you are doing directly in the program, let me remove this now. If I'll run this program now, after removing the calling of the function from the program, so it will just execute the program, but no output will be coming. It is like one plot, one physical land is available but nothing has been built on that. If buildings are available but those are not visible, right? So these are not executable as of now. So the amount of time in execution would be 0, right? It will just check whether any see how fast it is. It will check whether any particular calling has been done in this program or not, because def means that some definitions of any functions are going inside this function, and the type of function here is the type of function here is, I mean, you can say that second type of function, the first type of function where no return type, no argument is there, but here we have got one argument, right? That is of data. You can remove this data variable also. You can directly write w here. Okay, this is your simple function where no return type, no argument is given. Okay, so we're not required to see this. We're not required to see this true and false. We'll directly be using wonderful. It is, we can change the message, it is wonderful, or it is enter is not available, like that. So let me save this. What I'll do, I have saved this function on desktop, right? So what I'll do, I'll just make a new program. I'll make a new program. I'll just call the command here. The command would be compute. Why? Because there was no argument available when we were declaring that particular function. So to deal with the library, we have a keyword called import. We need to import that library that we have built, right? This was the easiest example of user defined library, right? However, in library there are many things which need to be covered, but this is how you can design your own library. So the name of the program was test123. Let me save, copy this and paste it here. So import test123 NITJ, and I have imported this as t, right? So what I'll do here, t dot compute, this will be the command to compute that particular function which is written in another file. So what is the benefit of using this library is that everything which was important was written in this particular library as a function. So what do you mean by library? What do you mean by library? Library is a program where collections of functions are written, but the calling of those functions would be written in the main program. So this is your main program, but this test123 NITJ was the user defined library where one single function called compute is written, and here that function has got called. So what do you mean by as t? So this long name will be represented as t. Otherwise, if you will not write it like this, so long name, the name of the file, the complete name of the file will be written here, NITJ, right? So either you will write this or as t, you will replace it with t. Both are same. So let me run it. Let me show you. And also you need to save this program on the same location where the library was available. This is the condition. Okay, so I'm saving it on desktop, testing predefined library PL, right? Let me run this program. Enter your name 123 whatsoever. Okay, is that okay, everyone? So this was the example. If I'll remove this with t as t, let me save it, and if I'll run it once again, still it is running, right? So these two lines of code is doing the same thing that we were doing it with the backend function. Okay, and you can compute it for x number of times, n number of times, does not matter. Any problem, anyone? If you want to change the data, suppose if you want to change the data here, what you can do is data, right? So you can remove this thing from here and you can change it as this. So now in your calling function here, first of all you have to declare that data. Now the data can be anything according to you, and you need to call this here. So t dot compute w. Now w will be copied in data, and data will be placed here, and anything which has been entered by the user will be checked in data, and data was w only. So here you have got the liberty of changing this particular thing and executing the function also. So this is how you can design your own library as well. Is that okay, everyone?
Hello, sir. I want to ask one thing.
Please.
Hello.
Yes,
sir. Suppose we are creating our own library and we want to use certain libraries to create our own functions in our
Yes,
library,
it
which
give,
we want to develop. We can do it.
see, interdependency of couple of languages are possible, and also for some reasons it is not possible also, right? Which is called as the compatibility issues between the environment. Okay, so however, Python supports uh, language interdependency as well. If you write any program in Python, you can convert that into C, C++, or Java, or R also. Understood, na?
No, sir. But I want to use the Python library only. Like I want to make a function, and that function is further using some other libraries also
Yes,
in
yes,
Python only.
definitely. It is like nesting process. You can use n
Yes.
number of libraries, no issues. And what if, see, suppose you are using 10 libraries and you have made a function of them,
Yes.
understood? And that function can be utilized then in a group, no issues.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so
Thank you, sir.
let me show you. So this was the example of what? User defined library, right? So we have some predefined libraries. See, we have
Excuse
a
me, sir.
Mhm.
So I have a question that when we are importing our own library, should the path be the same? Means the new program and the library program?
Ma'am, the program that we have written for our own library, right? That program was not linked with the primary path of the Python environment. Remember, when I was installing Python, I told you to add
Yes.
the Python, right? Python environment also.
Yeah.
That path, if you'll add in your Python environment for this library also, then there is no use of having the same location dependencies. Understood, na?
Okay, thank you, sir.
So import, there's a command called random, right? So this random library is predefined. Okay, so you can use this random command along with, or random library along with the user defined libraries. We have suppose library called math, right? We have a library called OS, we have library called system, we have library called time, we have many libraries, right? So suppose I'm executing this function. Along with that, after executing this function, I'm trying to print the time, the current time. So we have a command called time dot ctime. Ctime is the current time, right? We have couple of other commands also. In this library, random library, we have a function which generates the random values, random dot random, any random number. Every time a new number will be generated, right? Every time this command will be executing, a new number will be generated in between 0 to 1 only, right? So in between 0 to 1 there are millions of numbers, there are infinite number series, right? So any number will be generated automatically, and this is the beauty of function. Okay, so I'll be saving it and run it once again. So it is Saturday, September 12th, time is this 2020, and the random number has been generated this, right? If I'll run this function again, see the random value that we have got is different from the previous one. So every time this function will be running up, will be getting different values for random. Okay, now if I'll make a function here, like somebody was asking, I'll use a function called sort. So I'll keep all the things inside only. So what you can do, you can just save this file, and I have saved this file somewhere in desktop itself. I'll be creating a new file, I'll import only one file, and that will be testing PL. So import testing predefined library, that's it, as TPL, right? So what I'll do, TPL dot SOR, this will be the function to execute. Now forget about this, and this thing will be utilized. Let me save this on the same path, and this is nesting PL test. Enter. Let me save it. If I'll run it once again, see, it is running now. Is that okay? This was your question, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope you have understood the concept of utilizing the library, right? So how to use library? It is because of the keyword, and that keyword was import. So let me tell you how to use how to import library with different methods. So one way of importing any library, either it is predefined or user defined, could be import. Suppose I am talking about math. This is your predefined library. Import math. So math has couple of functions. How to check whether how many number of functions are available in math or not, right? You'll be surprised to know whether how Saurav knows about all the commands. No, so I have no such memorization power. So what you can do, you can just import any particular library, and you can just use this particular method of getting to know how many number of commands are available inside this. So math dot, just put dot after this keyword, and automatically it will redirect you to the amount of commands that are available to compute with this math function or math keyword, right? These many commands can be directly in use. Okay, so suppose I want to use sine function, math dot sine within bracket math dot pi by 2, which means 1 pi by 2 means 90. So math sine 90 means 1.0. okay, so every time we need to write math. I don't want to use math. I want to use this, I want to use some other keywords as small as possible instead of math. So what I can do is import math as m, right? So I can use m dot sine within bracket m dot pi by 2. So this could be little fast. So your typing could be little fast. You need to remember all such keywords and typing this keyword again and again. Okay.
Saurabh ji, in case we have declared one variable named m also, then what will happen in that case?
Sir,
what is the priority?
Yes, it will be the ambiguity, sir. So we should not do it, and we should remember and take care of it.
In case indeliberately it happens, then what will it will give us error message?
It will not give you error message while running the program, but it may give you error message while executing the program.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So import. Yes. So if you don't want to use this m again and again, here also m is irritating us. Suppose I want to use this function for 10 or 20 different locations in my program. So then I need to type m again and again. So what I can do is, we have different method called from. This is a keyword from math import single function like sine. I want to import sine only. So now if you want to import pi also, you can import pi. You can import log also, import log, maybe cos also, right? So number of functions that you want to include or import, you can directly import using from commands. From that library, import these functions directly. Suppose I want to use these two functions only, right? So now you don't need to write m or math directly executing these functions. Okay, sine within bracket pi by 2. Is that okay? So we got 3 methods, either importing everything directly or with this representation with another keyword, and third is the functions directly using from command or from keyword. Is that okay, everyone?
Sir, if someone wants to import all the all of the sine, pi, and also is there any keyword for doing so?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Let me
So
show
what is
you.
that?
From math import, if you want to import all the libraries, asterisk, that's it. Then sine will be coming up, cos will also be coming up, cos within bracket pi by 2, pi by 3 suppose. That's it. Understood, na?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So these things can be utilized for the betterment of, see pi, see this asterisk will give us the import of all the functions. Use this asterisk only when couple of or number of functions will be will be utilized from that library. Otherwise, unnecessarily the load of this library will be coming on the program, right? Suppose the length or the amount of load of this math library to import all the function would be, suppose 10 or 10,000 machine cycles, maybe one millisecond of time, right? So it will be a huge loss for us to deal with such kind of programs. Understood? Is that okay, everyone?
Sir, yes, sir. One thing like, what is the difference between the first method of importing library and the last one which we have discussed?
This one, yeah, okay. Both are same. Please mute your phone, mute your microphone. It's just repeating me again and again. Thank you. So the importance of both will be same, right? It will add the amount of load in the program, in the same amount. But here we are irritating, we are getting irritated with using this particular keyword again and again, isn't it? And here you need not to type those keywords for calling any particular functions of that library again and again. Understood now?
Sir, while we import some library using the first method, we can't use like simply sine, math, pi
No,
by
no,
2
no, no,
like
no.
that.
No. Why so? Let me tell you. Suppose in your college there are 10 classrooms, right? And those 10 classrooms are available in a building. So you cannot directly enter into that classroom without indicating the name of the building. Yes or no? So all such functions like sine and cos or pi, there are many other functions also. All scientific calculation can be done with this math library. So all such functions are the subset of math, and this math is the class. So to import a class, we should have an object first. Understood? Suppose you are available, but there is, I mean, your name is not there. Nobody has named you, right? Ever, and you were living your life without a name. Will that be possible to utilize your efforts and talking with you for any conversation? No. Is that okay now? So it is a channel. It is a channel of linking your class with the functions, and this class will be will be indicated with one of the keyword. So here this keyword will be called as object. So math is the object and math was the class also of that library. Understood? So initially if you don't use as keyword, then initially this particular keyword through which you have imported will become the object itself. Otherwise, if you will use this as keyword, then any particular user defined keyword can be treated as one of the object, and that is a part
Sir,
of
what,
please
sir,
ask.
why it is so like sine function we are using from math library? So is there any possibility of having the sine function in some other library also?
Yes,
like
yes,
that?
yes, 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 yes. You can design your own function also of sine. However, that sign is not the it's not the same sign of math, and but you have designed sin function for some reasons. Is that okay? Suppose I have not imported. Let me show you. Let me show you a program. I have not imported something, but I have written a program called sine, where I'm just printing some nonsense here. Hi everyone. Okay, let me save this program. Cool one. Right? What if I'll just, it has been executed, right? it has been executed, but it is the function has not been called. So I'll use sine function. I'll call this function now and I'll run it now. See, output has been coming. What if I'll import the library now? Import math. Hi everyone, there's no ambiguity yet. If you'll use math.sine, then math.pi by 2, and I'll once again print it. Still there is no problem because there's no direct link of this sine function with the sine. But instead of this import, what if I'll use from math import sine? Understood? Comma pi. Now there is a problem. It can be executing sometime later on if many functions will be with the same name. And what happened if you have used sine here and sine here also? So initially it has imported and it has got executed. Then this function has been designed and then executed. It will be depending upon the placing where you are placing and using that particular function. What if I'll cut it here and placed over here?
Welcome to VoiceOver. VoiceOver speaks to script.
Right, I'll run it. So what happened here? See, sine function takes 0 positional argument, but 1 was given. So this function has no use now, because now you have defined a new function with the name called sine. Understood now? So second has got priority, but because both function has got ambiguity, and here you are using this sine for math reason, right? For mathematical operations. And here you are using the sine function for this particular statement to print. That's why this ambiguity will.
What if we use asterisk, like importing all the functions same
error? It will create the same issues. Yes, please.
So sir, function overloading is not allowed in this Python.
Function overloading is allowed for some reasons, but this is not function overloading. We're talking about one of the library function. Those till now we discussed about function in basic part of Python. Once you'll be discussing about core part of Python, where methods and classes and inheritance, polymorphism, couple of other things will be coming. So then definition of function, definition of method, and global variables, global commands, and local commands, master class or super class or interrelatable classes, couple of such terms will be confusing you for using those kind of options basically. Understood? So as of now, just try to stick with this thing, that please don't use same command, same variable for no reasons at two different places. Understood?